So let's talk about Poison Touch today. Poison Touch is okay, it doesn't have a shard. Poison Touch, we'll go over what it does, how it scales, and different interactions with items that it has. Poison Touch, so in a nutshell, it's a spell that slows damages over time. And what's unique about this skill is that the more you hit your opponent, every time you hit it, the slower they get, and the more it refreshes the damage, so the more damage they take. So it's a very unique skill in Dota and has a lot of different applications. In the early levels especially, it's definitely one of the best spells early game. Another thing to note is it has a cast range, just like any spell, so the green circle, but it also has an effective cast range. So you can hit heroes that are behind the initial target. And this happens in a cone. So you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be directly behind. It's just a kind of a cone effect. So you can imagine that. This axe probably has to be somewhere around here. Yeah, and then that's the cone. Different things about this cone to note. The closer you are to your original cast hero, the further the cone is. Oh shoot, I clicked the bigger the cone is. Okay. So these heroes can be further away. Another thing to note is it'll hit all the heroes even like in front of the cast, the original cast. So if I target this axe, let's put him here. So if I target this axe in the back, it'll still hit the axe in the front. Yes. So because of this cone, you know, this cone is probably one of the aspects of this spell that makes it very, very powerful. Ether Lens that's what makes Ether Lens one of the core items on Dazzle, because not only does Ether Lens extend the actual cast range, it actually increases this cone distance, this cone size. So now you're able to hit heroes in the back from much, much, much further away. Let's talk about the shard. So shard is very straightforward. It just hexes all the affected units about for 1.6 seconds. Okay, 1.6 seconds. It can be extremely powerful. It has all the effects of a regular hex. So it silences, disarms, mutes, everything. So super duper powerful in a team fight where you can hex basically the whole team, potentially over and over and over and over. Because of this, many opponents will buy Lincolns. They'll buy Lotuses to counter Poison Touch, and I want to go over the interactions. So let's start with Lincolns. So if I cast my Poison Touch on the hero with the Lincolns, nothing's going to happen. You're going to block the spell completely. Now, what if I cast it on a hero behind? Oh, sorry, this guy has Lincolns. That's a little confusing. So if I cast it on the axe behind the axe with the Lincolns, this guy still gets hit. All right, so that's a very, very, very important mechanic that you need to abuse. Is if there is a hero on the other team with a Lincoln Sphere, you can still hit them and a lot of other heroes by you just can't cast it on the hero with the Lincolns. Okay, that's why I have this AM here. So see if I can do this quick enough. Even if he uses his spell shield, or sorry, counter spell. Let's see if I can do this quick. He still gets hit if you don't cast it on him directly. Okay. Lotus Orb, same thing. So even if let's give this guy Lotus Orb. Even if this guy has Lotus Orb, he can still get affected by Poison Touch, get hit with it, and it won't reflect back on me. Now, if I cast Poison Touch on, where is it? On the Lotus Orb hero, it will affect me. If the hero with Lotus Orb has Lotus Orb, doesn't matter who, if he has Lotus Orb and he casts it on himself, or one of his allies casts it for him, on him, if he has Shard and the spell reflects back on me, then I will get hexed. Not only me, but any of my teammates behind me will also get hexed. So that's a very important mechanic. Also, you don't want to hex your own team. So I'm gonna put Shard on this guy, on this axe in the front, and now I am going to reflect the Poison Touch, and I will get hexed. So that's really important because you don't want to hex your own team. That's catastrophic. So make sure you don't grief your team by doing that. And that's pretty much all the interactions. Lots of things that you can abuse. It's a great spell, mainly because the effective cast range is so big, has a low cooldown, and the effect is huge. So especially with the talents, the 40% poison slow, poison touch slow. If you have Ags, that also buffs the poison touch indirectly, because you'll be hitting all the units with your shadow wave. So super duper important spell. I would say in the early game you really want to play around your poison touch, and it's one of the reasons why Dazzle is the best hero in Dota.